Josip, thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join me here for this interview. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Now, the reason I invited you on is because I saw a win from you in the copywriting campus. Could you explain what that was about?
So essentially, what I've done is I've made improvements on the landing page for a client. I've made him a welcome sequence, and currently I'm working on building him a complete sales page, also a launch sequence, and a webinar script.
Very nice. And what amount did you get paid to do this?
So far has been 3K, and I'm still waiting on a couple payments, and I've got more projects lined up for the future.
Very nice. Congratulations. Did you have any copywriting experience before you joined the real world?
Absolutely none. Didn't even know what copywriting was.
Okay,
Actually, I
so
didn't even know what it meant when I saw the name copywriting. It literally had made no sense in my mind what it actually was. Like I couldn't infer anything. So I went from zero to where I am now.
right, very nice. And yeah, I can definitely relate. When I first saw copywriting, I was very confused as well in a similar situation to you. So, started with zero experience. Why did you choose copywriting?
Uh, Mainly because it was a suggested um, campus with a lot of free time and no extra income. So essentially, I wanted to pick up a new skill that I could use to make money compared to some other parts of the real world where you need to have some starting capital to actually get going.
Makes sense. Now, how much time were you putting into the copywriting campus when you first joined, and has that changed since?
When I first joined, I barely did anything. I had some other stuff going on in my life, so I was always like putting it on hold. But then one of the apprentices made like a 2 week challenge, and then I like forced myself basically to start working. And we had like a daily checklist we had to go through. So I was working as hard as I possibly could until that checklist was done. It used to take me about 6 to 8 hours a day to complete the entire checklist. Over time, I got better and faster and more efficient, but I still put in like a solid 5 to 6 hours a day in everything I need to do.
Right. Okay. So, a bit more into how different does your average day look like now compared to before you joined the Real Watch?
Well, I used to waste majority of my day just playing video games, and soon enough I realized that's not a way to go in life. I wasn't getting any value back other than a little bit of dopamine and entertainment, and I realized that's not how I'm actually going to progress in life. That's one of the lessons I've learned in the real world, that uh, you just need to stay away from hedonistic uh, bullshit and just focus on yourself, focus on your skill set, and build yourself as the person you want to be.
A bit of a curveball. Are you religious?
No,
Okay.
but I am starting to get some tendencies. Like the more I learn about life, the more I tend to like. I'm a little bit more inclined to be.
Mhm. Right. Okay, because yeah, when you said hedonistic pleasures, I thought maybe a bit to go into that. That would be kind of get sidetracked though, so no need. All good.
Yeah.
Now let's go on to how different would you say the material is in the real world compared to what you can find out on the internet?
Well, essentially, you could find everything on the internet that it's in the real world, but it's gonna take you months of just digging through random websites, random YouTube videos, or whatever you want to actually search for. So all the materials that you have in the real world are basically curated uh, for you, so you can have a fast track from absolute beginner to intermediate or an expert who can actually land clients, make decent copy, and actually do good work. So it's it's really useful for anyone that's actually starting out. Like everything is explained. There's a community. You can ask questions. You can ask professors questions. So it's like a major difference
Mhm.
if you were to go on your own to search for stuff.
So in this case, copywriting probably yes, but some other things, maybe honor lessons, some things I've seen in crypto campus, I don't think you could actually find them out on the internet. Some
Yeah,
things like the crypto
yeah, copywriting,
courses,
sure. Yeah.
yeah. But Adam's masterclass, I know people are saying it's like a university level degree. You'd only see it in like higher level university courses. So yeah, again, contrast them.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Now moving on to what would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when you first started out with copywriting?
Um, Working consistently. That's, I think that's probably the major issue anyone who actually joins the real world experiences. They come from a state of either procrastinating entire day, not doing really anything worth of actual value, and then you come in here and you try to give minimal effort like you would outside, and then you see it doesn't work. So you have to reframe your mind to actually put in the hours and put in the work. That's that was one of my biggest issues to overcome, to actually work consistently and basically discipline myself enough so I can, even if I'm tired, even if something else is going on, that I can actually put in the work and achieve some results.
Mhm. That's quite a common theme you hear from other people in the community. So was that mindset nourished, probably the wrong word, cultivated? That's what I'm looking for. Was that mindset cultivated from the community?
Well, yeah, partially. Um, you need to understand that not you can't only rely on the community. You need to actually push yourself to reframe your mind in that regard. You can always ask for help, inspiration, or motivation from other people. But at the end of the day, you're the one who has to push yourself to the end.
Right. Okay. Now, did the Wins channel have any kind of impact on you?
Yeah, early on, I used to browse the Wins channel quite often because I still didn't believe that it was possible to earn that amount of money from just doing something as simple as copywriting. Um, there was one pivotal moment when I saw someone got a win, and which was basically equal to a 6 month pay here where I live. And that really like shook me that someone could make that much money on a single project that could be done in a couple of days. So that's when I realized that this is actually a great opportunity and I should take full advantage of it.
Right. And what would you say for what have been the three biggest lessons you've learned from your time in the real world?
So essentially, the biggest lesson that I've learned is about self accountability, that I am responsible for my own actions, that I have to put in the work to get some value in my life. And if I'm gonna slack off the entire day, There's nothing gonna change in my life. I'm still gonna be the same old me that doesn't have really anything going on in his life. And the next thing would be that what Professor Andrew taught me is how to actually communicate with people when you're outreaching to someone. When I first started out, I used to like write these fancy emails, which I thought were fancy, like basically just promo emails. But he taught me how to actually approach prospects, which translates to everyday life, how you should approach basically anyone on the street. And those were the biggest lessons that I learned so far.
Yeah, completely fair. Now, since you're on this trajectory, landing your first client within the past month, getting 3K retainer, or sorry, not sure if it's retainer, but yeah,
No,
getting
that's on the
3K.
way.
Right. So getting 3K from your first client, where do you see your future heading? Where do you see yourself in 6 months to 1 year?
Well, hopefully, actually, I'm certain I'm gonna land even more clients. So I'm reaching for that 10K first. Uh, I'm positive that I'm gonna achieve that in the near future. So I'm focused on that first, and then we'll see where the future takes me. I would like to start some other ventures or businesses, not necessarily a marketing agency like a lot of people in the copywriting campus are trying to do, but you know, any other venture that I could find some interest and joy in.
All right. Okay. And we'll see when we do a follow-up interview how things have scaled for you in a few months. So
I'm looking forward to
before
it.
before we end off, for people who are unsure whether or not to join the real world, they're still kind of hesitant. Again, I've said this before on like previous interviews when I do this part. They're saying, "Oh, it's been 71 interviews are out, people giving their testimonials, screenshots, everything. But what if it's a scam? It's for those people. What would you have to say to them?"
It all depends on you if you want to join or not. Uh, you, just like Tate said, you're the only one who can make this work, and you're the only one who can fuck this up. That's 100% true. If you're willing to put in the work, you should definitely join. 100%. You will not regret it.
Right. Agreed. And again, Josip, did I say that right?
Yes.
I look forward to seeing how things go for you. As I said, doing a follow up in future. But for now, thank you for this interview, and I wish you all the best.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that interview. Thank you.